Hi, I'm here with a quick review about Hell's Angels by Hunter S. Thompson. This book is about the year that Hunter S. Thompson spent hanging around the Hell's Angels, going to parties with them, going on rides with them, things like that. Getting to know them quite well. It sort of talks about events that happened roughly around 64 through till about 66, and this was first published in 66. What my thoughts? I enjoyed it. It was very different to what I thought it was going to be, but I didn't really have any idea of what it was going to be about. I had, of course, an idea of the topic, but I didn't know what it was going to contain, and I think it was good. It was enjoyable, but I think some of the things that it talks about, the things that the gang gets up to, and of course, with sexual assault, basically, were a little bit were uncomfortable to read, and I guess sort of reminded me of that is part of their life, and that like even now they're sort of seen as not really heroes or anything, but they just have this much grander sort of view, but really some of the shit that happens is not good. I also want to talk about when I was reading this. I actually grew up for a couple of years of my life near a Harley Davidson shop, and that shop, the owner of that shop was a part of a high-ranking member, I think, of a local motorcycle gang. And one night, I haven't thought about this story for years, but when I was reading this, it came back into my memory. And one night I heard these shots, these loud noises, bang, 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 bang. And it was sort of late. It was about 9:30 at night, and I just got home with my parents. I was roughly around 12, 13. It was probably around 9:30 at night, and I ran to a window, the front window, to see what it was. And I sort of said in that same action, I said to my father, I said, what was that? And he said, oh, it was a car backfiring. And I said, no, there was too many bangs for it to be a car. Like, maybe a car backfires like once or twice, but this was, probably around 4 or 5 times. And I looked out the window behind the curtain, and I saw a guy running across the road. The road that we lived on was quite a busy road and had a big garden divider. So he ran across one side, and then was going, when I was looking out the window, was in the middle part, and then running down towards a car. And he hopped in the car, and then the car drove off. And I didn't really put two and two together. Like, I was only 12, 13, and then I later found out the next day that actually friends of mine lived in the house next to the Harley Davidson shop. And it was a house that was quite set back from the street, and their house had been shot at. The lounge room window, and supposedly that maybe the people thought the shooter thought that was part of the owner of the motorcycle shop's residency, but I don't know. But anyway, long story. Sorry about that. What I'd like to say next is, should you read it? Look, if you were interested in this, then of course. I think now in 2019 we know a lot more about what happens within gangs, and it's a lot of it's on TV. There's been of course a popular series made about it, but in 66, it was a lesser known thing, and it was probably really interesting to see, like, what the hell was going on within this motorcycle gang that people were reading about in the newspaper. I think now, look, yeah, if you have a keen interest in it, definitely read it. If you want to read Hunter S. Thompson, then I guess read it. But, if you're not comfortable with reading about not graphic sexual assault, but like talking about it, or it being out in the open in this book, and being part of what the gang does, and how they implement dominance or leadership or things like that, hierarchy, then I'd steer clear from it. But yeah, that's my thoughts on it. Tell me what you think. If you've read it, let me know down below. If you haven't, if you want to, let me know down below. Feel free to like and share and subscribe and all that sort of stuff to this. And thank you very much. See you next time.